4 stars who could qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match on WWE SmackDown. WWE Friday Night SmackDown will air later tonight on the USA Network. The Blue brand will offer another 3-hour episode of the hit weekly program, which will feature plenty of major matches and top stars. One thing fans know the show will offer is Money in the Bank qualifiers. The news dropped on Monday during Raw that both SmackDown Tonight and this upcoming edition of the Red brand will see spots being filled for the next premium live event. For those unaware, the Money in the Bank ladder match is about featuring a select number of stars, typically 6, clashing in a chaotic cluster with the hope of retrieving a briefcase hanging over the ring. That briefcase contains a contract for a guaranteed title opportunity. It isn't clear who will compete in these qualifier matches. Still, some names are likely to move on to the premium live event. This article will look at 4 male stars who could qualify for Money in the Bank on SmackDown Tonight. Below are 4 stars who could qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match on WWE SmackDown. 4. Carmelo Hayes should be in the match and potentially win it. Carmelo Hayes was one of the NXT's biggest stars. He held the NXT Championship and was, at one point, arguably the best North American champion in WWE history. He moved to the main roster last year in the 2024 draft after flirting with being on SmackDown for months. The A-Champ just achieved his biggest accolade on WWE's main roster. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal over WrestleMania weekend, last eliminating Andre for the victory. Still, there's so much left for Hayes to accomplish. Melo should arguably win the Money in the Bank ladder match, but at the very least, he should be in the bout. He provides athleticism and charisma, both of which will only make a multi-man ladder match all the more entertaining. 3. Aleister Black is undefeated since returning to WWE. Aleister Black is one of the most interesting pro wrestlers ever. He is a spooky and brooding character, yet the former WWE NXT champion also has an MMA and kickboxing-influenced moveset. This contrast is compelling and makes Black unique compared to anyone else. The dark and moody superstar had been away from WWE for years following his release under the Vince McMahon-led administration. Recently, he returned after weeks of vignettes teasing the former NXT champion's comeback. Since returning, Black has been undefeated in singles action. He destroyed The Miz with a Black Mass kick for his first victory back, and then was able to get a quick pinfall victory over Hayes last week. Given that he's undefeated, it seems likely that he could qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match tonight. 2. Solo Sikoa could qualify for the big match for the bloodline. Solo Sikoa is a former North American champion who joined WWE's main roster in 2022. He was immediately part of the bloodline, but later took over the group and formed his own splinter version known as the New Bloodline last year. Recently, Sikoa has been both distracted and arguably not focused on his goals. He has been dealing with tension between himself and Jacob Fatu, plus the disappointing loss of the Eula Fala to Roman Reigns on the WWE Raw Netflix premiere. This lack of focus has stunted his own career. That could change tonight. Solo could potentially qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Doing so could then potentially lead to him winning that match too, which would be huge for the bloodline as a whole. 1. Drew McIntyre could qualify and hope to win the match for a second year in a row. Drew McIntyre is a highly decorated superstar. He is a multi-time WWE champion, former NXT champion, Intercontinental champion, Tag Team champion, and Royal Rumble winner. The Scottish psychopath has been chasing after the WWE United States Championship recently. In fact, he competed in a fatal 4-way match at Backlash alongside LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, and Damian Priest. They tore the house down, but Drew failed to win the gold. Last year, McIntyre won the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. A year later, he could attempt to win the match again. First, though, he'd need to qualify, and Drew could do exactly that on Friday Night SmackDown later tonight.